everybody? It's your boy Chad Arms, aka Chad Arms, aka Chad Arms, aka Chatty Bobby. Oh,
Hello, my name is Tony, aka Friday the 14th.
And if you didn't already know, I'm Hot Mike Chance, and down there is...
I'm Brandon E. My birthday's March 8th, if you give a shit.
Happy early birthday or late birthday.
Somewhere down the line, I don't know how to say it. We missed it.
11:29 plus 1 equals 11:30. Yeah.
That was good. That was greatness.
It's Brandon E. My birthday's March 8th, if you give a shit. Best intro of all time.
Yeah, it's hard to top that. I'm glad you went last on that one.
Oh, wow. Gee, golly whiz. Thanks, buddy.
We're here again for another episode of... The last episode we talked about video games. We talked about wrestling video games, and it did pretty damn well on the viewers and everything. So we decided to bring it back this time and just talk about retro video games in general.
Bring it back.
We all grew up on the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis. So I imagine we're gonna be talking a lot of good portion of games back in those days.
Yet games from a system we will not be discussing will be Sega CD. Sorry for all 5 people who had a Sega CD. All 5 of them.
Sega Saturn was just as garbage.
Sega Saturn, Sega CD.
What was Sega Saturn?
I have no idea.
Nobody knows.
Openly admit, I almost got one for Christmas.
What
Did
was
you?
It, though? Was it like Sega CD?
No, honestly, I don't remember. I just remember it like coming out around the time the regular Sega came out.
Yeah.
And I remember everyone getting the Sega. You know me very well. I'm going to do the opposite of what everybody was doing.
Yeah.
So you went Nintendo?
Well, I wanted the Sega Saturn, but Santa Claus brought me this just
Just a regular Sega?
Yeah.
My buddy Ryan had the Sega CD, and it was the biggest waste of money ever because the games were pretty much unplayable.
Correct.
I remember there was a boxing game that you couldn't get past the first round on it.
I remember a crisscross game. Rappers crisscross.
Yeah.
They had a Sega CD game.
There was a Jurassic Park Sega game. None of that. It just didn't go.
It didn't last.
So they're saying that Sega Saturn was basically like a comparable like PS1. It was like it was comparable to the PS1 graphics wise.
Yeah, it came out around the same time, and
It had Resident Evil, which is one of the greatest games of all time.
I was like hooked. I was so ready to get it. Like I really thought like that's the system I genuinely wanted.
Yeah.
I got the Sega. I mean the PlayStation. But I was like, okay, I'm glad.
Yeah.
but yeah.
One of the first games I ever remember playing is from the Nintendo, and that's the double game of Duck Hunt and Super Mario.
That's the OG.
I mean, the Duck Hunt just...
That's the OG.
I mean, that stupid that laughing ass dog popping up on the screen.
That dog was the first. We can say here that dog was the first troll.
Yeah.
Facts.
That was the
Good
first
facts.
troll that anybody ever
They're
experienced.
just sitting there laughing at you because you missed a shot. Motherfucker, I had the gun on the TV, on the duck. I didn't miss that shit. And you're sitting here laughing at me. I wish I could shoot you, little puppy dog. No, don't say that. That's
Damn.
It was a video game. It was a video game. Hard take on that
Is
one.
his favorite football player Michael Vick?
Oh, no. No, that's this guy.
That's why everybody do the skeet shooting on there. Remember you can do the clay shooting.
Skeet.
So bad. And that's the original skeet right there.
That was the original Skeet. Yeah. The Nintendo was just greatness.
Yep.
Backpedaling off the double.
Yeah.
Whammy. Double Dragon.
Dude, and Double Dragon 2.
And I'm doing the whammy. Double Dribble.
Yep.
Oh, double
I've
dribble.
got dates
dude.
on all these for you. Double Dragon 87, Double Dragon 2 88, Double Dribble 1986.
Yep.
Fact, in Double Dribble, you get in that corner shot, you can never miss.
Never missed.
Never
Dude,
fucking
never
miss in
missed.
Double Dribble.
I
Never
used to
miss.
always want to dunk because it would do that cut scene of
When I think of
and it was the whitest fucker. You never would be able to
when I
dunk,
think
you
of
know, like-
side 3-point shooters, I think of Scott Skiles. I think of Mark Price. I think of Dale Curry. Yeah, it's Steph's dad. Everybody, Steph's dad. So yeah, shout out to
I
him.
remember that
I'll throw another
cutscene.
one in there. Sarunas Marshallonis.
Wow.
Somebody who wasn't hitting the three is Shaquille O'Neal.
But
Mullen, good lefty.
Yes.
you remember like the cutscene before you'd start the game, it showed like the crowd walking up to the stadium.
Yeah.
Oh man, Double Dribble was the
Double
shit.
dribble was so good then, and it is
Trash
dog
now.
shit. Looking back on it,
I'll throw another basketball game off of you. The original NBA Jam.
Yep.
Arch Rivals.
I was gonna name that one for Sega.
Dude.
Yep.
got there 1989 on that one. That was
Love
NBA
that
Jam
game.
before NBA Jam.
Love that game.
I used to love that game, and then about a couple of years ago, I was getting this nostalgic thing, and we were like talking about throwback games and
Yeah.
stuff. Buying it. And then I went on YouTube and watched somebody play it for 10 minutes. I was like, okay, I don't need to buy that.
Oh man.
Because I would have had to go through buying a system, buying this.
Oh
I
yeah,
think you
it's
can
just
get,
as good.
like,
It's just as good just to watch the video.
yeah,
and
because
then,
I was like, man,
Or just have the old system
yeah.
no,
and
yeah.
just get it that way.
But yeah, Arch Rivals was so much fun back then. It got heated over Arch Rivals.
The greatest sports game to me ever in the world is King Griffey Junior Baseball.
Oh yeah, Super Nintendo all day, all day long.
Or Tecmo Super Bowl for Super
that's
Nintendo.
my favorite.
Yeah. 1994 is when King Griffey Junior Baseball came out, and it just I know all of us that you went in and inserted everybody's names.
Oh yeah,
the
because
right
I was Rain Man with them.
Oh, yeah.
Especially back then in the mid '90s. So
You were who?
I was Rain Man with the players' names and stuff.
Yeah, you
I
had-
could remember all of them. So I would either get the Mariners because of Griffey and Jay
Of
Buhner,
course.
Yeah.
or I would get the Braves because of David Justice,
Correct.
Fred McGriff.
Yeah.
The White Sox though, Frank Thomas was knocking the
Frank
shit out of
Thomas,
the balls
yeah,
back
he
there.
was legit.
Beast,
Man,
son.
he
The
really was.
the Rangers were pretty good with Julio Franco
For sure. No.
and Rafael Palmeiro on there.
I swear on my life, that was the team I played with the most.
Yeah.
I liked the way Julio Franco held the belt.
I'll
Held
throw
the
another
bat.
sports talk baseball from the Sega in 1991 was
That
one
is
that
a-
we
that's
played
a
so
throwback.
much of.
For the
Dang.
Sega,
Yes.
that one was fire, and I don't know if it was the later, but like Sega had one called World Series Baseball.
Yes,
that
yes,
was
yes.
fucking fire.
I remember that
son.
game.
That one came out in 95.
It was
sure did.
so good. I had that. I always played with the Giants there because they had Barry Bonds, Will Clark,
Matt Williams.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
dude.
that was that time frame, bro. Because World Series baseball was my shit, man. It was hard for up until I would say NBA Live. You couldn't really get good basketball
This
games.
is so true.
Up until
NBA
football
Jam,
and baseball
NBA
games.
Jam
were-
Tournament Edition was pretty
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
but like that was around that same
Yeah,
time.
but live.
95,
But
96.
once NBA Live, I think
Yeah.
it was what NBA Live 95.
95.
Live 95, dude.
Yeah.
I'll never forget because every
Derek
time you
Anderson was on that.
Yeah.
maybe.
And you could create your own player in there and
Yep.
put him
Yeah,
on
and
a team.
Jordan was player 99.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
he
dude.
sure
They
was.
never could get the
Yes.
rights to Jordan
Nah,
ever.
Man, that's so
Until like probably
Yeah.
2K.
Yeah.
You can never get Jordan unless
He was like the Barry
he wasn't-
Bonds of
yeah,
baseball
He
games.
wasn't on NBA Jam. He wasn't on
that's so
Tecmo. He
true,
wasn't
yeah.
on. And finally, they started putting him on 2K. But fun fact too, that tied him into 2K. Do you realize Charles Barkley has never been on a game? I don't know.
He
what,
had his own game.
Yeah, but Shut Up and Jam. But like,
Really? What was
he
Shut Up
hasn't-
and Jam on?
It was on
Nintendo.
Sega.
Super Nintendo.
It was terrible.
Oh, was it?
It wasn't as bad as Bill Lambert's Combat Basketball.
I don't remember that one.
David, they're all like cyborgs. Dude. It's,
I just remember that Charles Barkley set up in Jam. That's the first time I ever heard a cuss
Genesis,
word
Super
in
Nintendo.
a game.
Okay.
Because he said, "Go get the damn ball." On there. I was like, man, I love Barkley back in the day.
Yeah. He was never on.
What? I don't.
oh, dude, it was so
this
bad.
game.
Bill Lambert's Combat Basketball.
I don't
dude.
remember that one.
Did they just like give that game away for free? I never-
They
was a lot of them
They
that-
paid people to play it.
Back in that time frame, like there was the Barkley one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. I bought that game.
There was that Jordan one, something about Windy City. It was
Oh,
terrible.
yeah.
It was terrible though.
What was it? Baseball Simulator 1000.
Oh, me and my boys used to play that because you used to get all the upgrades and
yeah,
shit.
and the metal bats and everything
Dude,
on that.
that game was slick fire. It was like all the kids and
Yes,
stuff. to play,
dude.
Yeah.
You got one chance for us?
We're talking about all these sports games, but we forgot to talk about Punch Out.
Yes.
I was getting
Well,
there.
dude, yeah,
I was
it's
getting
a
there.
must. Little Mikey. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't like Super Punch Out as much as Punch
No,
Out.
no, Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really sit back and you think about your life and you go, man, who's the Mount Rushmore of boxers? And you go, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, and
Mikey.
Glass Joe.
Glass
Mikey
Joe.
Joe.
Mikey, Jake Paul.
God, I hope Mike
Fury got
Tyson.
his ass knocked out yesterday.
Please,
Did he
Mike,
really?
do us
Yeah.
all a favor.
Well, he didn't get
and
knocked out, but he should have got.
I don't
knocked
think
out.
I don't think Mike can hit
lost,
Jake in the
though.
face though.
You can't knock out the goat.
King Hippo.
Dude, King Hippo.
Butterbean.
Dude,
I'm naming
when
all
you-
the greats
When
of
you
all
kick
time.
King Hippo, his pants falling down.
Yeah. What was the one that like this would disappear? Kind of.
Oh, that was like the Arabian dude.
yeah, yeah.
Arabian Nights.
That
We'll
game
just call
was
him- yeah, it was
awesome.
great. It was
Arabian
great.
Nights. Ain't that from Aladdin?
I got one for y'all. How about
Shout out to Apu.
Mickey's
Apu or whatever his name was.
Mickey's Mousecapade from
It's
1988.
supposed to be so tough.
Mickey's Mousecapade.
Mickey, I know it.
What game was that?
Hold on. You know.
I know what it is.
You know what you played it too,
Oh,
didn't
yeah, I did. I expect you to know it.
I didn't play Mickey's Mousecapade.
Yes,
I did.
I did.
Shout out to Mickey's Mousecapade.
It was the shit. That and Excitebike, man.
had to
Okay,
fight
now
back
that
on
one
it.
I remember. There's another one I see on this list that I was going to name that I didn't even know anybody else played, and me and my sister and my brother played it all the time. Motherfucking California.
Oh, dude, yes.
The hacky sack.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, you
and the
remember that
surfing.
game?
Yes, dude.
And
it was the hardest motherfucking game ever.
Oh my
Dude.
God, you just took me back. I love that game.
California Games was
It ain't
so great.
California related.
Yeah,
I'm like, but
the hacky sack one was like the only one that I could halfway play.
The surfing wasn't
terrible.
hard. The roller skating one was impossible.
all-
whenever y'all put
terrible.
this out, please put that California Games thing up there. Just
Yeah.
for my own.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, the
and
picture?
play,
Yeah.
dude. You can. Once the theme song of it starts playing, you'll be like, "Holy shit!"
Dude, I would have just sung the California Dreams thing. But
yeah, the
God bless.
California Games was so.
And I would have drunk some California. You remember the Sunny Delight California style?
Dude, what happened to that? That was the best one.
You remember that one? Thank
Yes,
y'all.
dude.
Yeah.
We used to get it at
Yeah.
when we had the apartment,
Yeah.
bro.
They don't make it anymore.
No, now I see all this Florida citrus shit, and I'm just like,
It ain't California. Anybody remembers? If anybody watching this comments,
Dude,
and on the bottom that you remember the
I'm
Sunny Delight
drawing a
California
blank.
style, I will buy you a $2 Boston Market gift card.
hell yeah, dude, you can get a napkin from
get
Boston
you a-
Market. Because you know my motherfucker's going to be greasier than something. You're going to need that napkin. Dude, I've been trying to figure out what the other name of that Sunny Delight was, and I've looked everywhere. I didn't know what it was called. That's the one, California
Dude, the California
style.
style
It was so much better.
So good.
Yeah,
It was
so
so
much
good.
I'd
better.
have to, I have to look that. I probably
Dude, that
remember it
motherfucker,
was taste.
Sunny Delight, that
smell it.
Sunny Delight was thicker than thieves.
Oh,
boy.
dude.
That you take a drink, it's like drinking Pepto Bismol,
with the oranges,
and they tried to promote it as like being healthy.
Yeah, for
and there's
sure.
nothing
And it was
healthy about it.
straight sugar,
Yeah.
straight sugar.
But I bought it.
It was
Oh,
delicious.
dude, you can't tell me Sunny Delight wasn't.
And you just you downed it all at one. I mean, you
Dude,
could
Dude,
those
think about the
bottles.
commercial, dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
a little
purple stuff. Oh, Sunny Delight.
yeah.
Everything. They just knock everything else out of the fridge.
Saturday mornings, dude, drinking some Sunny Delight, watching Saved by the Bell. You couldn't tell me shit.
No,
Nope.
I was
and then
living my
playing
best
some
life.
Nintendo.
Dude, mine was Sunny Delight California style with a kid cuisine.
Yep.
And I was a fat son of a bitch, so I would eat 2 kid cuisines because the kid cuisine had like 3 chicken.
Oh
nuggets
yeah,
in
it's
it.
like 3 little dino
Like, I'm
nuggies.
fucking 90 pounds at 8 years old.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna need
3
more
nuggets gonna do.
I
I didn't eat the brownie or whatever because it looked.
I was burnt a lot.
yeah. It always got burned in the microwave when you heated up everything else.
I'm eating combos, man.
I'm telling you one thing.
Bugles.
Bugles.
There's
You put the
nothing in-
bugles on the end of your fingers. Yeah.
Thought I was Edward Scissorhands. man.
Bugle hands. Dude, there was nothing in the world. Anybody and all y'all can attest to this. There was nothing in the world more scalding than when you took a bite out of those mashed potatoes.
God.
Yeah.
The
And the
worst.
When you
corn.
got past that first little flaky and you opened it up,
The powdered those powdered mashed potatoes.
it caught everything on fire. Dude.
Word of the day, scalding.
You're the
I'm
top.
like a scalded dog.
The top of your mouth was just burnt all to hell. Like you felt like the skin.
So much
folded
worse
down.
than a pizza roll, dude.
Oh, facts. Ugh.
I'll tell you another game that I loved. I think it was on Nintendo. Then it went to Super Nintendo. Me and my sister were obsessed with it, and it was a game. I think it was called Super Adventure Island. The dude looked like Captain Lou Albino.
I remember that game.
He used to like throw hammers and shit. It was the funnest game ever.
I do remember
looking it
that.
up, dude.
I remember that. I remember like the little character looking like Captain.
Yeah, dude.
Lou
He'd
back
get
in the
boom.
day.
You could
Yeah.
get like the little. He was just throwing like hammers.
I
and
think
then
I know
you'd
which
get
one
the
you're talking-
boomerangs, and you throw the boomerangs, dude. Super
What about
Adventure
Contra?
Island.
Contra,
Oh yeah, Contras.
Contra and Contra 2 were big ones.
Contras ago.
You had to put in the 99 lives code.
Yeah, you're hitting me in my feels right now.
You got another one for us?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time.
Oh, dude,
Turtles
it's
in
one of
Time?
the greatest
I
Super
probably
Nintendo
spent-
games
Yeah,
ever made.
I probably spent more time on
dude.
that than any game.
My brother, the amount of Final Fantasy VII he played more than
Final
any game
Fantasy
ever.
VII was
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
He bought it. He played hundreds of because that was one of those games like the RPGs.
Yeah,
Where
it takes
open world. Yeah. That was the one I'm talking about.
Yes, I
Yeah,
remember
dude.
that. Yes.
Yeah, dude. He looked like Captain Lou, dude. Like a young Captain Lou.
What about Turtles? The one, the actual, the arcade game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
and
my
then
favorite Turtles.
it came to
Yeah.
the Super Nintendo. Dude,
I
and then,
love that game so much
Oh,
right there,
it was-
man.
I'm trying to remember Turtles in Time. I'm thinking of the New York one.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
they were in New
That
York,
was
and then
after that?
and then they shifted in time and
I
everything
did like
too.
Turtles in
Okay,
Time.
so that was Turtles
Yeah.
in Time.
The
Okay.
arcade one.
But
Arcade
I
was
remember
my-
the one that came out for the original NES.
Yeah.
1989.
Oh, man.
Hardest game ever.
Dude, that
hard,
underwater
but it was
scene
such
with
a-
the
yeah.
the jellyfish and shit, impossible to beat.
Dude, that game. I always
That and
watch
the
my
Batman
buddies play
game.
that one. Yeah, I
the
could never
Batman
play
game
it.
was hard as hell too.
That game though benefited from a kid who had insomnia and stayed up all night.
Yeah.
I would stay up all night and play that Turtles game. And about 2:30 in the mornings when I hit my stride,
Yeah.
Yep.
I was doing things at 2:30 in the morning that no one would believe me that I did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine kids today playing those games back then and having no checkpoint, like
Not being able
nowhere
to save is the worst.
not being
Especially
able to,
Mario.
Sure.
not being able to save
Yeah, for sure.
anything.
You're
I
on-
loved it.
Dude, you're on level 7-3 of Mario 1, and you lose your last life. And you
Yeah.
got to start all the way back over.
From the
So-
That's
very
why you
said,
play with the
it
game
benefited
genie.
me. I stayed up all night. I was like, I'm good. I got something to do. Mr. Wizard doesn't come on Nickelodeon until 4:30 in the morning, so I got some time.
Mr. Wizard, dude.
I just slid that one in there on
brings
y'all.
out the heaters.
Well,
Dude.
you know.
Chance,
the
Chance
heaters.
brought up the Game Genie, which we've talked
Yeah,
about
yeah.
before,
Yes.
but I never could afford the Game Genie. My brother would get the strategy guides. You remember the?
Oh
guides
yeah,
that
the
was-
Yeah.
books.
Oh,
They was
yeah.
as tall as
Yes.
this bottle. sitting up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it, like, go to this level and press A here and be that. Like, that's what you had to do for codes.
I would buy that in Pro
I
Wrestling
remember you could
Illustrated
use
from the
you
store.
could use you could rent. Oh my gosh, I'm glitching out like Chance. You could rent the Game Genie from like Blockbuster
Yeah.
and all that kind of
That's the
stuff.
only time I did it. Too.
Yeah,
never
I could
owned
never
it. I would
afford
get it.
one to buy
Yeah.
one, but if you were lucky enough, because they only would have at the rental store like two or three Game Genies at the most, and they were always always out.
The only games you could ever find at the video store at all times was Paperboy and Mario 2. And no one played that son of a bitch game.
But yeah, it's because Luigi was running in place every time he jumped, and it was the most.
It was the
annoying shit
glitchiest game of all time. That and Paperboy is like, well, I got to get one of them. 'Cause all the rest of the games are checked out right now.
Dude,
But
I'll
it
tell you
all-
one of the
it
worst
all
games ever.
changed.
It was Kung Fu for Nintendo.
Oh, God,
that
It
was
the
terrible,
worst
too.
goddamn game ever. My uncle used to play that. I ain't got no uncle.
Hey, but I said, you got an uncle, you liar. You got-
It was just there
Am I tripping, or was there a Karate Kid video game?
had to be a Karate Kid video
That's a
game.
good question.
Every movie had a video
So
game.
that's
there
a
were
good
two
se-
Goonies games.
I don't
Was
remember
for
that.
the Nintendo.
Jeez, that
That-
was a good
That's a good
game.
segue. So I was gonna say,
Yep.
Aladdin
NES
was a
game.
fire. Aladdin was a
Aladdin
fire
was a
game.
good game.
It's an NES. It was a fire game.
That's why he was singing Arabian Nights when he goes. He's thinking
Yeah,
about the Aladdin
it's
game.
got on that and the Lion King game.
The Lion King game
was
was good.
so much
Yeah.
fun.
I remember it
No,
being a
Lion
game,
King.
but I
When
don't
you were
remember.
Simba and you were jumping on the
Yeah,
giraffes' heads
yeah,
and everything
yeah.
on the
That
left.
and
Dude,
Aladdin were
the
good.
Disney games
They
were
were
fire
good,
back for the
for
Super
sure.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Aladdin, I liked Aladdin a whole lot more because I remember you on certain levels you could like swing around like the post and everything.
They had Friday the 13th and
Yes.
Nightmare on Elm
I
Street.
remember-
Yeah,
also.
on the NES.
I remember
That-
Nightmare on Elm Street game not being that good.
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't.
The Friday,
I like the Friday
Yeah, that one
13th.
was
Yeah,
a good
it's
game,
it's
though.
one of the hardest games
Yeah.
ever to beat as well.
Damn, I forgot about that.
I'll tell you another game that's hard to beat, and it goes back to it says sticks with the movies. Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Almost impossible to beat
Yeah, I
that
hated
game.
the
I
game
never,
because
we
it
never,
was so difficult.
we never could beat
Yeah,
it.
I hated that game.
I don't even remember playing part one.
And the Ghostbusters game on the NES too was freaking impossible.
Yeah, some of those games were so difficult, man.
Honorable mention, because I don't really like the game. It just takes me back to like a time of my life. It's probably the only PlayStation game I'm going to mention. Does anybody remember Parappa the Rapper?
Oh,
yeah.
yes,
My
dude.
brother used to play that. Yep.
Shout out to my boy Corey Brewer, played for the Florida
Yep.
Gators in the NBA. We used to always ride. We were high school buddies, and we just crack jokes to each other all the time. And I was trying to rap and do rap music. And one time he just looked at me and goes, "Man, you know who you sound like? You sound like Parappa the Rapper." That's how he talked then. His voice, he was 6'8", voice, Parappa the Rapper.
Yeah.
And I
Shout
just
out Corey
kick,
Brewer.
punch. It's all in the mind. That's how, yeah.
I remember getting that on the
Crash
on the
Bandicoot.
sample,
Yeah.
the sample disc that came with the PlayStation.
It was
and
Crash
everything.
Bandicoot. Yeah, that's what I got it from. So
Well,
that's why I remember that.
And I think, fun fact, y'all don't have to look this up because I'm pretty sure it's true. TN News used to do all the rapping for Parappa the
Parappa the
That's
Rapper.
right.
He was the ghostwriter for Parappa
Yeah,
the
I believe
Rapper.
it.
Parappa the Rapper is Kendrick Lamar. P.N. News is Drake. Parappa the Rapper would slay P.N. News. Fuck P.N. News is the Jefferson Darcy of wrestling. No one cared.
No, nobody.
No one cared. You know where I was going with that, did you? No one cared about Jefferson.
No
Darcy.
one cared
no
about
one cared about
Jefferson.
PN News.
Poor Jefferson.
Yeah, he deserves a little bit better than that.
Dude, no, he doesn't. I agree. Fun
Fact, he was on the spinoff of like Another Happy Days, like not the original Happy Days when they grew up, like when Joni and Chachi were older. They're like, okay, everybody, like you can't get Ron Howard no more. Let's just get Jefferson Darcy. He's on it. Yep, look it up. I'm a nerd. I told y'all.
Shout out Jefferson.
Shout out to freaking Fonz. I thought the Fonz was a cool guy. Hey, buddy.
But I think it's a couple of franchises that changed the way games played was two of them. One of them was Mortal Kombat.
Oh, most definitely.
Part 2.
Yes.
Yeah, and then like I feel like when Donkey Kong Country came out,
Yep.
that motherfucking game
And Diddy Kong.
changed. Like the way the graphics looked,
Yes,
the
dude.
way however they did it,
Everything
Yes,
moved.
dude, it looked like everybody was like, "Look how good the graphics are in
Yeah.
3D."
They really were.
Donkey Kong Country was
You
a
just
game
nailed
changer,
that one.
dude.
The
That
first
good
Donkey
call.
Kong Country game was unbelievably
Yeah,
fun.
and Diddy Kong was just as fun. The Diddy Kong Country game was
Yeah.
just as fun.
I don't
dude.
remember that one as much,
It
but I
was-
remember that first Donkey
Yeah,
Kong.
but that
for
first
sure.
Donkey Kong, dude, man, and
Yeah.
that's where it would actually on the Super Nintendo. If you finished that one level, it'd save. You wouldn't have to start
Yeah.
from the beginning and everything.
I mean,
That's-
I had
that's
my
when that
three,
shit
I had
started.
my 3 fighting games, man. Like it was Mortal Kombat 2, Street Fighter. Like I think I touched on it a few weeks back, but Eternal Champions.
Oh, dude, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I love that game.
I'll throw
Yeah.
one up. Killer Instinct. I
Killer
like.
Instinct
I was a big
good,
fan
for
of.
sure. Killer Instinct.
And
was
pr-
good.
and
Primal Rage was
Primal
that?
Rage.
I don't
Rage.
remember that one. I
It
mean, I
was the
remember the
animal.
name.
It was
but
the
I don't-
Animal
very,
Fighters
very
and
aggressive.
everything.
Yeah, I
It had a
like that.
Bigfoot on there.
Yeah.
That's why I was a big fan of
Yeah,
it.
I like that one.
Or Yeti.
And I just remember too, man. It was so weird. Like Super Nintendo, Mortal Kombat, you couldn't. I don't think you could get blood on the
No,
first
on
one.
the first Mortal
There was
Kombat
a
on
code
Super,
on Sega.
yeah,
But
it
not
was
on
that's what
sweat.
I had. Like I told you, that's what I had. I
Yeah,
didn't
but
have
when Mortal Kombat
that
2
blood
came
mine.
out on Super
Yeah.
Nintendo, you got
The Mortal Kombat 2 for Sega
Yeah.
was the freaking.
Oh, yeah.
It changed. It changed.
I think the most sought after thing ever as video gamers, like for video gamers, like when we were kids, was figuring out how to do fatalities.
Oh, dude, it was so stressful.
Oh, heck yeah.
So
Yeah,
stressful.
for
It was like,
sure.
oh god, left, right, down, up, B. Ready?
And if you missed it, it was like, oh,
Yep.
That's so funny.
They would
It's
just
so
fall.
True.
yeah.
It's
Dude,
so true.
I just always went with the simple uppercut.
Now you can do a-
especially if we were fighting in the pit. I just went with the simple uppercut.
Now just like just like with wrestling, how you can do 16 finishers in a match, you could probably do 3 finish hymns in a regular fight on Mortal Kombat now.
And then they brought in the friendalities and
Babalities, friendships. Those was when
friendships.
they didn't kill them, they just did some weird
You
stuff.
guys are newer school, and like I know I got me in the PS4 now, but like, how are those Mortal Kombat games on there? Because I've been thinking about.
I haven't
mine.
played
I
one in a
really,
while.
I know
Played
that on the my brother was real big into them, and he showed me some of them, and they are insane. Like he
That's
was
what I
fighting
thought.
Texas Chainsaw.
That's
Yeah,
what
I know
thought.
Jason was brought in
This
on
was
there.
like the next game because it's just looking. Every time I go to the little thing to get a new game, that one's speaking to me. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and purchase that. Purchase
Yeah.
it. It looks
Now,
kind of cool.
were you team Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, or you played both?
I
just
played
to
them
say-
both.
Yeah.
I did like Mortal Kombat more, but I did play Street Fighter. But
Yeah,
I
'cause
like
of the
Mortal
violence?
Kombat a lot.
I never played Street
I
Fighter.
love
Really,
it.
I love Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2
Street Fighter
is the best
2,
one.
look,
Hands down the best
yeah.
one. But Mortal Kombat 2 and Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go back and forth.
Yeah.
I know. Go ahead, Jen.
I think another revolutionary game was GoldenEye.
Oh,
yes,
100%,
dude.
yeah.
Dude, that was the
first-person
first multi,
shooter, bro.
Yeah, first multi,
Yeah.
where you have 4 people playing at one time.
Yep.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
just,
I never
yeah.
played it, but I know everybody in my life did.
Dude,
Yeah.
Man.
for sure,
So-
GoldenEye, like the first person,
I know
the
it changed
music,
the
dun, 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 dun,
I
it
never
goes
played
out-
the
yeah.
story mode, but that multiplayer
Well, the
mode
multiplayer,
yeah.
that was like, especially if you buddy had an N64 too, where you could have 8 people playing at one time.
Yep.
It was
Dude,
Kinda
game,
like-
it was game changer.
Kind of like Halo.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
before Halo.
Yep.
I mean, the only thing it was missing was online capability
Mm-hmm.
and
This,
everything.
this isn't quite GoldenEye, but this is another one that I used to play all the time. That was from a TV show, Beavis and Butthead. I played.
Yeah.
that.
Yes,
That was
dude,
a
I
good
remember
one.
renting
I
that
missed
game.
that one. I don't recall
Those were
that one.
fun.
I
yeah.
remember renting that one.
What was like the premise of that game?
Oh man, I'm trying to. They had a couple of them. I think it was just trying to. I had to look, man, because I think there was 2 or 3.
Just doing
ones.
Beavis and Butthead
Just
stuff.
doing-
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
stuff,
dumb
yeah.
mission, like dumb missions and stuff.
Yeah, I missed that one.
Yeah, it was a good
Y'all,
one.
any of y'all play The Simpsons? Any of the Simpsons?
Yep.
games?
Yeah, there
Bart's
was
Nightmare for sure.
Yeah.
Krusty,
Yeah, Bart's
that Krusty
Nightmare, the
game.
Krusty,
Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty popular.
I was never a big Star Wars fan, but I love the Super Nintendo Super Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. I loved playing that. I rented it all the time. Never a big Star Wars fan, but that game was just so much fun to play, especially because you got to be Luke wielding around the lightsaber.
Yeah.
And I liked it because the first half of the game you're pretty much on the snow planet, or what's it called, Hoth or something like that. You're pretty much on that snow planet, and it's just so much fun to play.
I missed that one.
Yeah, and they had a Super Star Wars, Super Empire Strikes Back, and a Super Return of the Jedi.
I do remember that. Return of the Jedi.
But
I never played it, but I remember.
Empire Strikes Back was probably my favorite out of those. And not being a Star Wars fan. But I got another fight game for you.
Okay.
Final Fight.
Oh, Final Fight, yeah.
Fair. I was just gonna tell you the premise before I forget.
Go ahead.
The premise of Beavis and Butthead is they try to find their torn Guar tickets. You know, there's the Guar.
Guar.
Yes,
So that was the whole thing. You had to piece the tickets together.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan had that on Sega. It was on Sega and stuff too. Yeah,
And comment in the comments, please, if anybody ever won that game. Tell me what happened. Did
Also,
they actually
I
go
wanna
to the
know.
Guar concert? Or-
Also, too, anybody that's watching right now, if you want to name your favorite 3 Guar songs, then go ahead and comment those.
I challenge you to name one.
Fun fact: I don't know a single name one of their songs, but I have been to a Guar concert.
Did Green Jelly open for him with the Little
Dude,
Pig
I'm
song?
telling you, my buddy
Meredith Brooks, same bitch.
My buddy talked me into he was a Guar fan. He talked me to go into a show with
He was a Guar fan.
Good God
It
Almighty.
is one of the craziest experiences I've ever gone
believe
through
it.
in my
Yeah.
I
life.
think you know somebody, and then Tony just casually says he went to a Guar concert.
You do not expect to come out of the concert clean because they spray a bunch of stuff into the crowd. I was not expecting. My shirt came back It was an experience.
Where was this concert at? Was it at the Harding Mall parking lot?
The basement.
Oh, the basement, yeah.
But it was. They put on a show,
I'm
an
sure.
interesting show. It was.
Shout out to Guar.
Yeah,
if
hey,
they are watching,
hey.
type in.
Yeah, it's an experience. If you
I'm
ever get
sure.
a chance to go to a Guar show,
I won't, but that's awesome. I ready to
Take
go
a
to PN,
raincoat
I ready
with
to go
you.
to PN News concert.
yeah, take
I'm
a
giving
raincoat.
PN News all the pub he never had or deserved.
Yeah, I mean, what's this PN News love going on with the past?
I didn't say I loved him. I never know. I hate his guts, and I'm going to remind him every day he wakes up.
you.
You know how your ears just ring like you know somebody's talking about you.
It's
I'm
him.
talking about you, you son of a bitch, and not in the most kind, pleasant way.
Shout out to Finn.
Fuck, no shout out to him. Him and Dave Corrier can literally go rent out,
Dude.
go in
And Kirk
half on
Cameron.
a studio apartment because neither one of them can afford a full apartment on their own.
Facts.
Get the fuck out.
So, obviously, the Mario games were
yeah.
Oh yeah,
the best games of all time.
Mario 3.
Mario 3
But
is the greatest game of all time.
Yeah.
Well,
Period.
So
I'm ready. Bring it on.
I think I like Super Mario World better than Mario 3, bro.
That's a good one. That's a fun one to.
I love Mario 3.
Yeah.
It's in my top 5 favorite games ever. But like Super Mario World, I think because it was so expansive.
Yeah.
It was very expensive.
Yeah.
And then you had
understand why you say
Yoshi,
that.
and then like that game is so much fun, bro.
Mario-
That's one game I
it's
wish
had
I
a
could
lot
still.
more.
Mario 64 was game changer too.
Yeah,
But
for
Mario
sure.
64 is up there at the top of one of my favorite Mario games
Yeah.
as well.
Well, the first 3 Marios were all
Mario 3
so
is
different.
amazing.
Yeah, they were all
Super
different.
Mario 3 is just
It
one of
just
the
changed it all for me. I think
Yeah.
like that game right there made the games y'all just spoke about, those Marios, that made them like really think like, hey, this
we can keep going.
Yeah.
We need to take it a
For
notch
sure,
above
for sure.
every time with
because
Mario.
they took it somewhere different with that, and then it crawled so those could walk for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always like Mario Kart.
Mario
Also.
Kart,
man,
yeah,
so-
that's my
dude.
second favorite.
Dude,
Yeah.
one.
Super Mario Kart
Yeah.
when that came out for Super Nintendo.
Best racing game ever.
Holy
Heck yeah, it is.
dude. Yeah. Me and
It's still fun to play now.
exactly.
We bought a Sonic racing game for the new the PS4.
It's just not the same.
Oh, it's awesome
Is it?
actually. But it makes me think about Mario
Yeah,
Kart.
Mario
Kart
No,
was,
it's next
bro.
level. Actually,
We have a Switch, and Mario Kart was the first game we bought for the
Heck
Switch.
yeah.
And everything.
Favorite level on Mario Kart? Rainbow Road.
Yep.
That's the hardest. Yeah, it
The
was
one
just,
with all the fire is fun too. It's
Yeah.
hard as shit.
and the castle one with the stones coming
Yep.
dropping down on you and
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
There's nothing more frustrating when you got a straightaway, you're fixing to win, and somebody hits you with one of those fucking turtle shit.
I'll never
or you
forget.
wipe
red
out-
ones.
Banana peels are the worst.
Oh, yeah, the banana peel.
You just spin in circles, everybody just right by
Remember
you.
battle mode for that with the balloons on the
Yep.
back of the carts and
Yeah.
everything, the multiplayer. But I
Diddy
remember,
Kong Racing was fire too.
yeah,
for
Diddy
64.
Kong, yes.
Are y'all saying
Diddy Kong. The little Donkey Kong.
Oh, that
Diddy
what that was
Kong.
called?
Diddy Kong.
I remember
yeah.
those. Yeah.
No Diddy.
I said,
not
that son of a bitch.
Fuck him.
Now, P and News could out rap him.
But I remember
Take that.
I'm sorry. I think so. I've held that in as long my whole entire.
worst rapper of all
I've
time.
held that in as long as I can live.
he's the worst person of all time too.
He literally everybody's like he's one of the best producers.
Fuck him.
Every single song's a sample. You don't write. You got 500 writers on a song, 17 different producers, and yet you made all the money and you did nothing. You son of a bitch. I hate him. I swear to God, I do. And I'm not joking on this one. I joke about some people. I hate him.
You've never liked Diddy, bro.
No.
I've never liked him either.
I've never been
Unfortunately, I liked one song, and unfortunately, the two people on this song was an asshole, and it was him and R. Kelly's song. Satisfy You. That song was a sample of I Got Five on it. Damn it, why that song got to be so good? I hate both of y'all, but damn it, that song was. I actually don't hate R. Kelly, but I hate Diddy though. I just hate Diddy. But anyway, sorry, I pivoted. So.
Well, I'll go off of that. I remember getting my. I got straight A's one time. One time.
Hey,
and I got one time, and I got a Super Nintendo out of the deal. But I think my dad bought the Super Nintendo more for him because we got Mario Kart with it, and every evening Kent Murphy was in my room playing Mario
He
Kart.
definitely
And it's
got
like,
that for him.
yeah, and you used me as an excuse. It's like, oh, Tony got straight A's. Let's give him. Here's a Super Nintendo for you. Never
Such
got
a dad move.
That's so great.
Yeah, and then he took it over with Mario Kart, dude.
Oh, kind of don't blame
Dude,
him. Sorry.
Mario Kart was fire.
sure
Another
was.
thing about Mario 3, and relating it to just movies, The Wizard,
Oh yeah,
Fred Savage, and
Yep.
another.
I found out about a lot of the codes for Mario 3
Yep.
from The Wizard.
Yes.
Like finding out how to duck and go behind on that one level.
Yes,
They do the code. He
Yeah.
does that on that game for the first time they ever showed it.
Yep.
And I was like, I remember when I watched that movie, I was like, I want to try that. And then because I had Mario 3.
Yeah,
Sure enough, dude.
bingo.
Obscure movie. I love that movie. The redheaded girl is a really successful artist too. Her name is Jenny Lewis. If you've never heard her listen to her music, she's really good. She was a little redheaded girl on there. Sorry.
Wasn't she on Full House too?
Jenny Lewis?
Am I
She was on Troop Beverly Hills. Remember that movie?
Troop Beverly Hills. I don't think so.
With the redhead.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was her name?
The older woman.
Yeah,
Oh shoot, what was her name?
I can't remember.
Shout out to Troop Beverly Hills.
Shout out to Jenny Lewis. Seriously, she's actually pretty good. Actually, she's really good. And I like Fred Savage. So. I'm always gonna take up my
What
main
about
man.
Star Fox?
Oh.
from
Yep.
Super
My
Nintendo.
Yeah.
brother
Yes.
loves
Dude,
Star Fox.
Star Fox was the shit, dude.
Star Fox.
the,
Yeah.
the little 8-bit fucking planes coming with the little frog dude, and the man that was it back in the day. I love Star Fox. And then Star Fox
Yeah, you know her?
64 came out too. Was a good one. You didn't play. You didn't have an N64.
Like I said, I played it over people's house. I
Yeah.
didn't own one.
Star Fox 64 because
I remember the game. I just
when it
never-
had because the N64 controllers you could pop in the rumble pack.
Okay.
Yeah. It had like
so I
that
know what you're talking about. All that
and
stuff.
you-
Yeah.
While playing Star Fox, it'd give you vibrations and everything.
Did you
while
give you
playing.
good vibrations?
Good vibrations?
Come on. I'm telling you.
Sorry. Yeah,
Marky
my bad.
Mark crawled so John Cena could walk. I'm telling y'all.
He did.
I'm seriously. They always did the stereotype white thing of like how he's Eminem. No, he was not Eminem. He was Marky Mark.
Mark.
I
Yeah.
swear to God he was.
Yeah.
Go back and look at that old Marky Mark Good Vibrations video and look at John Cena when he first started wearing like the hats and the jerseys.
It's him.
the same exact gimmick.
Calvin Klein.
Yep. And they're both from Massachusetts. So.
Yep.
Yep.
Massachusetts.
You got another one?
Twisted Metal.
Oh yeah.
I've never played Twisted Metal.
Really?
That's
Oh,
one I never
man.
played.
I'm very familiar with Twisted
Yep.
Metal.
Yep.
You just
A
with
lot of fire.
with your friends.
Literally.
That was the best.
No Mega Man love.
That
I
was-
never played Mega Man,
No Zelda love.
and I never played.
Man, I was so
Sonic?
obsessed with sports guys. That's all I played.
I was getting there.
Yeah.
Sonic 2. You know it's my theme over here. I like the second versions, except for Mario.
Yeah.
Yep.
The second version of a lot of games. It's like just they spruced it up. I
No.
don't know what happened with Mario 2.
Oh, I didn't like Sonic. I didn't like Sonic 1.
Yeah,
Here-
Sonic 1
Sonic
was
2
okay.
was so
Sonic
good.
2 was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
I like-
when I got my Sega.
Sonic and Knuckles and
Yeah.
Sonic and Tails. I
Yeah.
remember those were pretty cool.
Yeah. Miles. They called them Miles.
Miles,
Have we
dude.
even brought up NBA Jam yet,
Tournament edition, man.
dude?
Yep.
That's,
Dude, I played with the Knicks, man.
so many arguments with friends.
Dude.
From
That game.
Who's the best duo? Who's the best duo on NBA Jam?
man, that Falcons with Spud and Dominique Wilkins was pretty.
The Hawks.
That
Yep.
was
Not
pretty.
Falcons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of side-eyeing you, and I was looking at Chance on the other side.
Yeah,
of
chance
my
of
eye.
side eyeing you too. You said the Falcons.
Oh, my bad. The Hawks.
I don't know.
My bad. The Hawks with Spud
The
Webb
Hornets,
and
man. Larry Johnson,
Yeah.
Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah, that was
I got to say that's probably the
It'd be
best
good,
one.
but, your best combos is if you had a big dude that could
Yep.
dunk from anywhere and then an outside
See,
shooter.
I had Grandma Ma.
Yes,
dude.
dude, so many cheat codes in that game too.
Grandma Ma is one of the most underrated basketball players of all time.
Of
She
all
got to
time.
play ball with Steve Urkel, dude.
I'll tell you another slept on one. I can't remember if it was tournament edition, but Scottie Pippen and B.J. Armstrong.
Yeah, that was a solid. Yeah,
Not Horace Grant, because you didn't really need Horace Grant if you got Scottie Pippen. But
Yeah.
if you got
No
B.J.
one ever
Armstrong.
needed Horace Grant, period.
But I got to say, was the one
I liked Reggie Miller and Detlef Shrimp. To be
that was
honest with
that
you.
was another good one too, because Reggie Miller didn't miss.
Oh, my
Don't
bad.
let me hang.
That shrimp, honestly.
Detlef Shrimp was he was
Or you
cold.
could- that may have been too when you had old Chris Mullen on there too.
Yeah,
Chris
you
Mullen's
can
on
and
there.
see at halftime you can change up your rotation
Chris
and everything.
Childs was on there. Yeah, no one's ever mentioned Chris Childs, including Chris
Nobody's
Childs.
played with Chris
Like,
Childs.
Chris Childs doesn't even know that he exists.
Yeah, dude.
Glenn Rice was a shooter on that one.
Glenn Rice,
One
he
of the
shot-
best shooters
he shot,
on the-
He shot in the game and he shot in real life.
The Magic, because Shaq wasn't on NBA Jam.
No,
was he?
No, I wasn't on the game.
But
I
you
was
could
on my
get-
old game.
but
It was called Shaq Fu.
But you could get Penny and Dennis Scott or Penny and Nick Anderson. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Nick
went on.
Anderson was a shooter too.
Yeah, I was too busy recording. You can't stop the rain, and I was filming Kazam, whatever the hell that is. Kazaa was what all my music got
I
stolen.
was filming my horrible Superman movie.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
What they call
shout
that
out
one?
to
I was the
Steel?
man of steel.
Yeah, Man of Steel.
Now I just hate on everybody all the time.
Dude, Shaq Fu was a fucking awful. I love
Terrible.
Shaq. He's one of my
Terrible
favorite
game.
celebrity people. But Shaq Fu was fucking awful.
He's one
Yep.
of the most underrated rappers. I swear.
He
to
really
God.
is. He's still
That
snapping,
can-
dude.
Well, he just did a terrible diss song towards Shannon Sharp. Imagine dissing Shannon Sharp. Imagine Shannon Sharp and Shaq talking. I got a problem with you, Shannon. What you got a problem with me for, Shaq? Come on, nigga. Skip it.
What
Come
are they-
on,
what are they
now.
fighting for?
Because I feel like he hating. I feel like he hating. That's how they do.
I need Shaq to go on to Club Shay Shay. Dude. That's what I need.
I bet you it'll happen eventually.
It'll happen.
And obviously, I'll group all these in. Madden,
Okay. What year did Madden start?
92.
92.
Sega Genesis, I had the first one, and they had like 12 teams, and I'll never forget it because when people got injured, the ambulance would come out on the
did. They
field
sure did.
and run over everybody, and you hear it go, and he's,
They were legit Marshall
dude,
Lynch
he's
and
just
everybody.
fucking, dude. There was like 12 teams in the first game.
I loved hearing Pat Summerall's voice.
Oh, man,
dude.
Pat Summerall's.
He's the best. He's the
Oh,
best
my gosh.
commentator
Good
ever.
call on that one. The Pat
him and
Summer.
Marv Albert.
Yeah.
Marv Albert was.
Marv Albert, NBC's commentary team,
Yes, sir.
during the Jordan run,
Yes,
there was
sir.
nothing better.
Oh,
in
gosh,
the
yeah.
world.
Nothing better.
Especially-
Mike Fratello and Marv Albert.
Yes, sir.
Give me
were
Bulls
all
in
you
the
need.
Knicks.
Then
When
Madden
Bulls
and
in the Knicks.
Summerall.
Bulls and
Bulls
the
and
Knicks
Knicks,
playing
yep.
each other.
Yep.
Dude,
And
that was it.
Knicks and
That's-
Pacers.
I'll tell you another. Well, you had Mike Fratello, who used to be a coach. You had Doug Collins, and you had Marv Albert. Those
Yeah.
three dudes are they're the best basketball announcing team. And then Madden and Summerall, it's not even close.
And who is not the best sports announcer of all time is Mike Adamy.
I thought you were going to say PNB.
American Gladiator.
I thought you were going to say Phil
Mike
Sims.
Adams.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Phil-
butchered. Did you
Wasn't he a
remember?
GM at Ron Raw
Did
for a
you?
while?
They had him commentating on Raw.
American
and it was so
Gladiators.
bad. I love the American Gladiators.
That was a fun game, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Larry Zonka. Shout out to Larry Zonka.
Bill Walsh college football
Ooh,
back in the day.
yes.
That was, dude, that game.
Oh yeah.
I played it probably more than Madden back
Dude,
then.
I'm telling you now,
Dude,
when
it's
this is
about-
coming out, we're about a month away from EA Sports College
It's
Football
gonna blow
25.
up. It's going to blow up.
It's going to be a wrap, dude.
It is going to set online gaming on fire.
I can't wait, dude. Fuck Madden.
Dude,
this year.
there's from the little clips that they've shown of that, I'm gonna.
It's gonna be
What's
huge,
fire
for
is
sure.
that you can remember how back in the day you could move your player from college to Madden.
Yeah.
You can do that. There's like a $150 edition of the game, and you get Madden and NCAA, like the deluxe versions of both, I think. And so that's fire. I don't
Who
know
you
about.
playing with? You playing with Vandy on there?
Yeah, I have to.
You're gonna
playing
have to
with?
turn Vandy into.
I got to
powerhouse.
turn him into a respectable team.
That's what I like to do with in NCAA. I like to take a terrible team.
Who's your
and
team though?
My team's Tennessee.
Tennessee,
Yeah,
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
I'll
We
probably
all
take
root, we
like.
all root for losers, don't we?
I'm
Y'all
probably
are
going to
good
take
now.
MTSU.
Kentucky's good now.
I'm going to take
Well, you're being
MTSU
nice.
to a national
You
championship.
can, dude. Just
Hey,
you know.
shout out to your Kentucky Wildcats for being regular season baseball SEC
I'm
champions.
pretty excited about that.
That's fire.
Y'all two. Yeah, I mean, us three. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Baseball is all we have as Vandy fan. I mean, basketball and football is a wrap.
Tennessee came and finished second.
Yeah, since second. Yeah,
Yeah, but Kentucky, Kentucky's got a solid team this
Yeah,
year.
for sure.
That tournament's gonna be nice. I can't wait
It's gonna be good.
till they move the SEC baseball tournament to
It's
Nashville.
gonna be nice.
Once they get it out of Hoover, Alabama,
Yep.
and move it to Nashville,
It should have
it'll-
happened already.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
should. Everything except for maybe the football. The football game will always stay in Georgia, probably.
Well, yeah,
But once
it makes
the-
the most sense.
Yeah, it's a bigger stadium and all that kind of stuff.
You think
'cause-
they played in the new Titan Stadium?
Oh yeah, it'll be. It'll,
I didn't think about that. You just mentioned it.
it'll be eventually get moved.
Yeah.
They'll play a game here in
For
Nashville
sure.
because we're gonna get everything once this new stadium is built here in
I
town.
think we'll get American Gladiators reboot.
I hope so.
Shout out to
That'd
Ice,
be epic.
Laser,
Yeah.
Jedi.
Dude, that documentary on Netflix.
Both, yeah. I didn't. That one caught me off guard.
Man,
I gotta watch
there was
it.
a lot of
It's
stuff
really,
going on behind.
Yeah, oh, they got.
but
They
everybody
had,
was
they had a
fucking-
good time.
They
They had a
had
good
a
time.
I was back. You can look at those
Yeah.
people and tell they were all fucking
They
each
had
other.
a-
Yeah,
You can
they
just
had a
tell.
good
You should
time.
watch that.
They're all on
Yeah.
steroids. They're all
Yeah.
just banging backstage. You could.
Yeah, they had a real good time.
You'll like that. You'll like that dog.
Yeah.
Did y'all play Earthworm Jim back in the day?
Yeah, my brother
My
did.
friend looked like Earthworm Jim. I
Really?
called him all the time.
Yeah,
He
we
had
had
like a little
pencil
lurch
head.
face. I just called him like little
little
Earthworm
lurch
Jim.
face.
He did a little lurch face, man. That's what I called him.
You called him Earthworm. You just called him Earthworm.
Earthworm Jim every time.
Dude, shout out video games.
And I did
dude.
not share my pizza rolls with him.
Hey,
Yeah.
now Super Double. What was your thoughts on Super Double Dragon?
I like the original.
Yeah, Double Dragon and Double Dragon 2.
Double Dragon 2 was my
Oh,
my
yeah.
go-to. Yeah, I love that game, man.
Dude, it's so great.
Ninja Gaiden.
I like Double Dragon better.
Yeah. It was.
Now the Double Dragon movie, get the fuck out of here
Yeah,
with
that
that
was-
shit.
yeah,
that
that
was
was-
such a disappointment.
that
I
was-
remember when that
I was so excited about it. It
me
wasn't.
too.
It wasn't any
and
good.
it just shit all over
Yeah,
us.
It did.
I mean, it took a nasty trucker
It
shit
did.
all over
It
us.
did. It took a Love's gas station, like
Dumpster,
Typhoon,
Duke the
Colossal
Dumpster
dump.
Drosy.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Loves truck stop shit. Shout out to video games, dude. The last one I'll say is one of the final fight games where in the bonus level you could fight Andre the Giant.
Are you serious?
Go back and
I'm gonna
let me find
Hold on.
it. He looked. It was
I
a bad
remember
guy
that
that kept
now.
popping up, and he was Andre the
I
Giant. dude.
totally
I swear to God,
remember that now, dude. You just
Holy
literally
shit.
mess with my
I'm gonna have to
brain
look-
cells. I
I'm looking
remember
it up
that.
right
dude.
I remember the Street Fighter cutscenes where you could smash up the car in Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
You smash up the car on like the dock. And what was the other one?
Dude, I can't remember.
Was it the bricks that you had to break bricks
There was a brick
before you had to
fight.
fight M. Bison
Yeah,
or
I've
something
seen
like
that.
that?
Yep.
Holy shit, that does.
I
yes,
remember that
dude,
now.
Yes.
You don't wanna fight me.
No, Hogan.
Oh. Well, you don't want to fight. I'm going to take my hand and just choke you. Oh.
I'll throw another before Madden came out. Do you remember NFL football with Joe Montana?
Yeah.
I almost
Yeah.
said Joe Montana.
You almost did. But I knew what you're talking about, though.
With Joe Montana.
He had that one. I remember the game he had when he was the Chiefs quarterback.
That was it.
Yeah, that's
That
the
was
one.
it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
played it all
'cause
the time. Yeah, that was
yeah.
good, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was real good.
Yeah, they got around it by calling him Andor, but look, that's
Dude, that's
definitely
Andre.
the Giant.
That's-
I always play with that big
God,
son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm going. I told you I was going to pick you up. I'm boss man. Ha, ha, ha.
There's so many more I can name, but
You got one more for us, Chance?
I'm gonna throw two at y'all real
Okay.
quick.
Multiple.
One of them, NFL Blitz.
Yes.
I had that on the tip of my tongue to
Yep.
say.
Man, good call.
That's a
NBA Jam?
fantastic game.
Yeah.
Similar to NBA
And
Jam.
did any of y'all have Virtual Boy?
I did not. Was
Got
that the
me on
red
that one.
thing?
Yep.
Virtual boy. I don't
There
got
was
me on that one.
Mario Tennis.
Yes.
It was like you put your face up to it.
It's like
It was
3D.
yeah.
I never had that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it was
you
weird
probably-
on the
yeah.
inside. It was just like red and black. Everything was red and black.
Interesting. I do.
Yep.
You probably know it if you saw it. Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
saw
but that was the
Virtual
only
Boy.
game I
the
remember
Virtual
playing
Boy.
on it was
It did not last too
Mario.
long.
No, Mario Tennis.
How about remember the Super Scope for the Super Nintendo, like the missile launcher that came with that one game?
I think my brother had that. And it was one of those things he asked for 1 year. I could have swore somebody that I knew had it, but I don't remember playing it myself.
No.
But I remember
It-
somebody
it
had it.
can't-
Like,
you
it
can
looked
only
like
use
that
it on-
cannon on your
Yeah,
I don't have no
you can only
recollection of
use
that.
it for one game. It was
Really?
like a robot
That's a waste of
shooting
money.
game.
Then.
Yeah.
Damn. What a waste of money, then. I'm gonna throw one more at y'all because this is for all you nerds out there. This is for all you like legit nerds. I guarantee you, anyone who played this game and they were good at it is very successful today. Dr. Mario.
Yes,
Dr.
dude.
Mario was
That's
just a Tetris.
Yes.
Yep.
Tetris. Yeah.
I like Dr. Mario.
That's on my list.
Was Dr. Mario on there? I like that
That
game.
was the Super Scope.
Oh,
My
okay.
brother 100% had
I've seen
that.
that in a lot of pawn shops.
Yeah.
No joke. No
Yep.
joke. I've seen it in a ton of pawn
But
shops. as a
there's
kid.
only one game. that
Yeah, I
you-
think that's why I was in a lot of pawn
yeah.
shops.
Okay, that you remember Lethal Enforcers?
Oh, yeah.
That had the blue
Yeah,
pistol
I do
to it.
remember that. I do remember that.
Yep.
Damn.
God, oh what?
That's
Fun.
so funny. I do remember seeing just not for my own.
Yeah,
like,
the Super Scope. Yeah,
Yeah.
one game for it. It was fun. I mean, it was pretty cool. But then once that sensor went out on the scope, it was
done.
It was useless.
Yep.
So
No wonder why I've seen so many. I've seen more of those than the actual video games in the pawn shop.
yeah, you don't say it's harder. It's probably harder to find the game to it more than the Super Scope itself,
funny.
and it probably don't even work. You just use it as a battering ram, or a hit stick, whatever.
That was a good one,
Yep.
y'all.
That was
Oh,
fun.
yeah, that was fun. We'll definitely double back on that.
Oh yeah,
There's
because
so
like
many.
we didn't even
Games.
touch.
We didn't even get into PlayStation yet.
Yeah,
That's what we can start on like next time around.
yeah. I see. I was a GameCube fan too. There's
Yeah,
a
all
bunch.
that good Game
Honestly,
Gear,
I had a
PS1,
Game Gear. Like we
Dreamcast.
talked about a little bit before. I legit. Like,
Oh,
had
dude,
games
Game
on
Gear, the
Yeah.
baseball game
Yeah.
that was for the Game
Yeah.
Gear.
I played the hell out of Game Gear.
You could play a 162 game
It
season on
was,
it.
dude. I
Yeah.
remember that. My
Yeah.
buddy
I
had Game
had
Gear.
that game.
And it'd
Yeah.
save your progress.
Yeah.
Like I played like full on seasons with that
Yeah,
I
thing.
wish I
dude.
still have my Game Gear.
Yeah.
I literally might try to find one rebuy.
Game Gear
I
kicked
loved
Game
it.
Boys'
Oh,
ass.
dude, I didn't have a Game Boy.
I never had a Game Boy. Yeah, it was Game
There's
Gear all the
nothing
way.
worse than Mario for Game Boy.
And it was
I
black
like
and
Tetris
white.
on Game Boy though.
Tetris,
I mean,
yeah, because
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
one screen. Like you're just like
Yeah.
playing an actual game on Game Boy.
For sure.
So
Dude,
prehistoric.
Game Gear changed
It
up
wasn't
with
good.
color picture and everything
Sure.
on that little.
for sure.
Dude. But
For
it would
sure.
run through 6 AA batteries in no
Oh
time.
my god.
Yeah, you had to like keep an endless supply of 6 AA batteries
I'm
to
supposed
keep
to be
track.
so tough. I had Wheel of Fortune on Game Gear.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be so tough.
Hey, I said Mickey's Mouse
I know,
Capade
well.
earlier, so
Well, gee, golly whiz, was Goofy on there? Oh,
Damn
gee,
right.
Good. Gee, Tony.
that's it. Yeah, there's so much more that we could get to branching off of this episode. Dude, yes.
Here's Pro Baseball, bro.
Dude, I forgot about that one.
Is that the one you're talking about? Game Gear?
Yes, yeah, that's
World
it.
Series?
I had
Yeah.
that game right there.
Yeah, World Series. I didn't. Yes,
Yep,
that's
I
it,
had
dude.
that game right there.
That's it, dude.
Yeah.
You could play a
I
162
had the
game
Royal Rumble
season.
game,
on
the Wheel of Fortune game, that baseball game right there.
Played it religiously.
Dude, that Game Gear was
road trips.
Couldn't
It
tell me not
didn't
to
matter.
do it.
I'd be sitting on the couch playing Game Gear. on
dude.
my
Game
like,
Gear,
system.
Papa John's Pizza, and all that was the life was my life at that era right there. I'm not joking.
Hell
I
yeah.
cut it off when all that came on because I had to watch it.
Dude, shout out to this episode. It was going to be ending
Yeah.
on sponsoring. It's been sponsored by Mary Beth Dinsburg.
Lori Beth
Marv,
Dinsburg. She is
Get it
vital
right, get it
information
tight.
Yep.
for your everyday life.
Lori Beth Dinsburg. I said Mary Beth Dinsburg. Classic over the top moment.
We're here for we out this mother.
Appreciate y'all, man. Hit the subscribe button.
Did we even
Love
say
y'all.
anything about the sponsors in this video?
Sure. Trouble Spirits, Revolution One Media, and all the wrestlers, man.
Here we go.
Tap in, go play you some video games, and eat you a hot pocket.
Until next week.
Pockets.
We out this motherfucker.
Bow.